What's going on, guys? My name is Ali Shukair, 21-year-old real estate investor based outside of Metro Detroit. And for the last 3 years, I've been wholesaling real estate. I've been investing in real estate. I'm currently at 43 doors, and I did that in under a year and a half. And I run one of the biggest wholesale companies inside of Metro Detroit that's made me over $1 million in the last 2 years. Now today, we're at one of my properties. As you guys can see, it's beat the fuck up. But the best part about it is I'm breaking down everything from A to Z on how to analyze your next rental property. That way when you come, you know what to look for, you know if you should buy it. I'm gonna walk you through the numbers here, renovations, purchase price, after repair value, what's it gonna look like, what's my exit look like. I did do another video on how to buy your first rental property, and it was at the desk explaining everything A to Z on more of a surface level. This is in depth at the property, talking more about construction and what to look at when you're at the properties. Before we dive in, don't forget, I'm giving you all the sauce for free. All I ask is that you like, comment, and subscribe, and then hit that notification button. That way you could see more content like this that's real, raw, and hands-on. Before we get into this video, I'm gonna need you guys to really stay focused. Maybe you got a pen and a paper by you, taking down notes. You might have to rewind a lot. This is for people who really want to grow the real estate business, beginners, or somebody looking to just hear about real estate and wants to go walk their first property but doesn't know how to. This property was a 3-minute drive away from my actual primary residence. That's inside of $1 million neighborhood. Obviously, this isn't $1 million neighborhood, but the convenience of just being able to drive here, look at it. I know the neighborhood looks more rougher than you think, but it's not that bad. This street's just a little dirtier than the other streets around it. Let's get into the numbers. This is a property I recently purchased for $75,000. That was the purchase price. Then we are putting about $40,000 into this property. I like to have about a 10% contingency, so call that $44,000. We're gonna be all into this property for $105,000 to $110,000. You might ask, well, what's the property worth? What do you plan to do with it? This house is worth $200,000. So remember, I said I'm gonna be all into it for $110,000. 75% is what I'm able to pull out of this property's value after the repairs are done, which is $150,000, $200,000, 75%, $150,000. Click the link in the description. I did a whole video on how you can buy your first rental property. This one is just more hands-on, more in-depth at the property, showing you exactly what it is. I'm just running you through the surface level numbers here. After my lender fees and hard money costs, that's another $20,000. We're all into the deal for $110,000. We're getting our money back plus $20,000 in profit. What that means is my down payment on this house all in was 10 grand. I'm getting my 10 grand back plus 20 grand on top of that 10 grand. That means 30 grand is getting back into my account. I'll be able to buy another 3 properties now. It's like Monopoly. You start with one, take another one, you double down, and you keep building and building and building and building. Now, not all of them you profit on, which is fine, but this one is a profit. It's great. The goal is you always want your money back at bare minimum. Let's get into the renovation standpoint. So the first thing we want to do is when we pull up to the property, start with what you are looking at, which is the front of the property. As you can see, we've got a tree right here. This is no big deal. It's not hovering over the home. It's not messing with any foundation. It's not that big of a deal. Right here is city. This tree right here is city stuff. We can't really do nothing about it. That's if the city wants to come take care of it. We've got our walkway. Let's start right here. As you guys can see, we've already got some beat up on this walkway. That repair right there, just that little patch, is gonna cost me 500 bucks. We've got some tuck pointing work. What they do here is they dig it up, they cement, and then right here, they'd pull these bricks out, tuck point them with new bricks, put a new step. That right here is gonna cost about $1,000 all right here within the brickwork. That's a masonry person you'd hire. They do all the work. Now you might be like, Ali, where do I get the people? How can I even do this? Well, here we're just showing you how to walk the property, get your eyes on it, know what it's gonna cost you, break down the $40,000 cost. But if you want to hire people, I would do it through friends that you know that are in the construction game. I would go on Facebook, join real estate chats, ask questions, who's got contractors. They'll refer you to some good contractors. You can even go to Home Depot, look for people wearing shirts that looks like construction, hire them. And then there's even Thumbtack, which is a third-party website. What I would tell you to do is make sure payment-wise, you are paying them withdrawals after they're doing work. Don't ever pay them up front. Once they finish, you pay them. So they do demolition, they clean out your property, you give them their first pay. I do it in draws of 4. You can do it in however many draws you want. And then drawing out a scope of work. I know it sounds a little crazy right now. We're gonna dive into it, but drawing out a scope of work so your contractor knows what they're doing beforehand and nobody says, you told me this and you told me that. And make sure before you hire them, you're going and touring any of their active projects they've got. Now, remember, this is a rental property. It's a rental grade rehab. You don't need to get extreme. You don't need to get crazy. As you guys can see, the roof, most people think needs to be changed because it looks all dirty and nasty. That's just because the tree branches are falling on top of the roof. The gutters are filled with leaves. So all that needs is a clean. Now, let's say it did need a new roof. A new roof, garage and house can cost you anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000, depending on how many layers there are. Sometimes your roofer will strip it. There'll be more layers of shingles. Looking at the gutters from the front of the house, remember, we're only looking at the front. They look fine. They just need to be cleaned out. Looking at the siding from the front of the house, it looks clean. It looks good. Big, big, big ticket item. Windows. As you guys can see, these are vinyl wrapped windows. Now, from the outside, they look good. From the inside, you're gonna wanna test all the windows. Make sure they're latching, they're holding, and they're not falling. Because if you're pulling your windows up and they're dropping, that will not pass your Section 8 inspection. From the outside, you can see this window here has a crack in the glass. We'd have to change out that lens. That'll cost anywhere from $100 to $200. Now, if we needed to change all these windows, that's anywhere in my state, my city, from $400 to $500 a window. You got 10 windows, that's $5,000. So when you're running these numbers, $500 per window is what you want to put in your mind. Now, looking at this front door right here, this has definitely got to go. I think it's just a little too beat up. I know it is a rental property, but this will cost you $300 to $500 depending where you're getting it from. I get all my material from Home Depot and from Lowe's. If you want to go shop wholesale companies, feel free to. This door right here is busted up and beat up as well. I would change the handles, the locks, change the door. That's another $500. So right here, just indoors can cost you $1,000. People wing by that. Now, as a rookie, make sure you've got a pen and a paper when you're walking these properties, taking down notes, adding it up. Obviously, me, I can walk a house now and just know like that. I don't have to break down anything. I know most of the time what it's gonna cost me. As you guys can see right here, we've got some deteriorated wood. I would just replace the boards that need to be replaced. Make sure it's stable, make sure a tenant doesn't get hurt, because if a tenant gets hurt in your property, she can come after you, take everything, you know, within that LLC. So be very, very careful. Right here, we've got some boards that need to be changed. I would do a little, you know, makeup on this, paint it, make it look good. So far, that's the front of the property. The siding looks good, the doors look good, the windows look good. We've just got that crack right there. Let's talk about landscaping. I would definitely clean up these trees, level it out. All these rocks are everywhere. All this grass is overgrown. Get it all chopped up, cleaned up. It's a rental. We're not gonna make it look like you're pulling up to Trump's house. You're pulling up to a house in Detroit. I would take a piece of rubber, put some black mulch, lay it all down. Landscaping should not cost you more than $300 to $500. Other than that, let's dive to the other side of the house. Here's where we're at. As you guys can see, this driveway is extremely beat up. This is very important for foundation reasons, safety, it's a lot of things, it's curb appeal. The most important part of your property is gonna be, just to let you guys know, your roof, your windows, your foundation, your HVAC, your electrical, your plumbing, and your driveway, because your driveway can lead to foundational issues. Look at this slab right here. From right here to about down there, I'm gonna have to rip all this up. Now, thankfully my crew does that. They're gonna rip this driveway up and redo it up to that slab right there. This is gonna cost me about $4,000, but it'll all be worth it. As you guys can see, this driveway is pitching towards the house. So what this will do is when it rains, it's all gonna settle in right here. This is very, very, very important. I would run it up to about right here, and then everything else from here is totally fine. But let's stay focused. Let's stay on this side of the property. I've already been here. You haven't. Around the entire house, there's wood boards everywhere that are gonna have to be replaced. If you can see right here, this right here is all gonna have to be replaced. It's deteriorated. This usually happens from insects, from animals, or just from water, and over time, properties deteriorate. And a big thing is I do prefer brick properties because brick is way more long lasting. This was just a smoking deal and the siding was in good shape, but I do prefer brick properties. So as you guys can see, wood all around the house. I don't want to go to the back yet because I want to show you guys what's going on here. Siding here is good. We've got to repair all this wood around the house. That's going to cost me about $2,000. This side door right here, gonna get changed. We've got a screen door we gotta add. This is another $1,000. Guys, you add it up. I'm not even gonna add it up. It's gonna land right around $35,000 to $45,000. I'm not gonna be spot on. I'm not gonna cover every single thing. So don't hold me to it and be like, you counted 50,000, you counted 20,000. I'm doing what I can do. I'm showing you guys how to walk a house, not be your contractor. With that being said, all this ugly paint right here, this brown, I would paint it all gray. And then I swear, I think I just seen a frog jump. Yep, we got a frog. That's a good sign. Then right here, you've got your exterior lights. These are about 30 bucks. I get them from Amazon. Look at that wood. All that wood is gonna need to be trimmed out. Now the window looks good, but that wood is gonna need to be trimmed out. Trimming can cost you anywhere from $100 to $150, depending on who does your work. That wood right there. So we know that this side right here is gonna need some repairs with, you know, woodwork and your fascia boards. What fascia boards are right under the roof. This board right here that looks nasty, we would just scrape and paint that, make it look clean. I'm not gonna do aluminum fascia, even though you could do that. So as you guys can see, we are at the back of the house. This is where things get really, really, really tricky, really crazy. Let's start all the way in the back. It is a jungle. Now, thank God I got good laborers, but to look at it, this is all gonna count in to clean up, landscaping. I would usually have the demolition guys do this. They'll do it for cheaper. They're here, they're gathering, they're throwing things out. Then you guys are like, where the fuck's this guy's grass? There's no grass here. So we're gonna have to lay down grass, seed, and hay. What that is, you get that from Home Depot. It's seed, hay, helps your grass grow back, looks good. This usually happens because of really bad lawn care, really bad maintaining, you know, of the property. That right there is a dog cage. I would leave it for the tenant moves in if they've got an animal they want to put back there, even though I don't allow animals. So back here, you're looking at about $1,000 to $1,500 in just yard cleanup. I mean, it's pretty beat up. This is more detailed, guys. I know you're like, holy shit, it's a lot to soak in. But when you're walking these properties, rewatch this video, you'll have a good understanding of construction. It's gonna be a deep dive. You might have to go back and forth. I might not cover some things, I might skip over some things, but I'm trying to cover absolutely everything. Right here, we've got the siding, it's fine. But as you can see, this board right here is deteriorated on both sides. It's gonna have to be cleaned up. And then always you wanna look on the side of your neighbor's house because everyone likes to overlook these things. This is just gonna need a total cleanup. I wouldn't do anything crazy with a fence or whatever it is. It's a rental property. Don't go crazy. You just want it to appraise. It's not gonna appraise more if you put a fence. Fuck. It's not gonna appraise more if you put a fence. It's not gonna, you know, it's nothing crazy. Let's pop this open. The garage, very important, gets overlooked a lot. All of this looks crazy. It's fine. I'm leaving absolutely everything. You guys are gonna wanna look in here for mold. Our joists are good. This is what holds your garage up. The garage door isn't brand new, but I will leave it. There's electrical in here. I won't even touch it. Let it do its thing. We don't wanna get too crazy. Clean out this drywall, make it look clean. Don't be crazy. It's not a flip. It's not Trump's house. You're not living in it. Don't, you know, beat yourself up. So as you guys can see, we can start at the front of the house. We go to the side of the house while looking at the driveway. Then we go to the backyard. If there's a garage, we go to the backyard. Then we're gonna get to the back of the house. So far the garage isn't gonna need much. It's gonna just need some woodwork, some cleanup. I'd probably put a new light on there. It's gonna cost about 30 bucks. The garage shouldn't be anywhere, you know, more than $1,000 really. This is where it gets crazy. And like I said, this is not your average property. Most properties are not gonna be this crazy. I've bought way worse. This has got a lot going on. Your average investor is gonna overlook a lot of these things and get screwed. Let's start with these two big trees. Before I buy any property, I look at these trees and I say, wow, this is running right where my main runs. I was very, very lucky enough. I already scoped out my main. So I call a plumber. He does a sewer scope for about 200 bucks. Make sure there's no roots inside of my drains, because if there is and they're broken, we'd have to get that replaced. These two trees themselves would be about 10 grand to remove. And then you're talking about fixing that main, that's another 5. You're talking about 15 grand back here. I was lucky enough, I did my scope already, which you should do before you buy any property if you see two big trees like this, and the main is totally fine. I am not touching any of this. I will do some tree chop, you know, some branch chopping right there, because all of it keeps falling on the property. But once we get up that high, Tarzan, I'm not hiring Tarzan for that. Now come in here, we're at the back of the house. As you guys can see, it's doing the stanky leg right here. All of this right here will not pass inspection. This is dangerous. A tenant can slip, fall, get hurt. I would remove this entire back patio and just put 2 cement steps right here. Cost me about 500 bucks. Get rid of this. This is junk. This is nasty. Looking at the back of this house, you've got deteriorated wood all right here. You've got deteriorated wood here. You've got deteriorated boards. Back of the house on the cement part on the bottom needs to be painted. My AC is old, it's definitely not working, so I wouldn't even put a new AC since it's a rental property. All of this is good, it's just gonna need a good power wash. We've got glass block basement windows, which is a good sign. Doesn't mean we don't need to change these basement windows. If you see those steel looking windows, those are gonna need to be changed. Usually all my basement windows cost me about $1,000 to $1,500 for everything. So right here is a weave. Don't mind that. That's how they lock their doors in Detroit. I would save this door. It's in better shape than the front and side door. And I would save this security door if you want to show them. All of this, I would vinyl side from here to here. That's going to cost me about $1,500 to $2,000. So as you guys can see, most of the work is from the outside of the property, not the inside. It's the outside. It's a lot of woodwork, it's a lot of siding, it's a lot of repairing, but here it's just too bad to even repair. We're gonna remove it all and just side this entire back part of the property. Let's go all the way back around, go to that side of the property, then we'll get inside. I'll talk about demolition, kitchens, bathrooms, everything. Follow me. The right side of the property kind of looks like the left side. I would remove these. They're ugly, they're not nice. All of this wood is going to be changed around the whole property. It's going to be vinyl wrapped. Right here coming out is an exhaust from the furnace. Boom, all right here is going to get painted. That bottom, these wood boards are fine. I would paint them as well. Then this wood board, because it's deteriorating, I would change it. But guys, this was the outside of the property. Fascia boards, this is the same on the other side we're doing on this side. This was the outside of the property. It's not brick. It's a lot going on. Take it as this is great information, because if it's a brick property, you're probably not going to see a lot of shit like this. But I like them more beat up because they'll make you way more money, because a lot of people are scared to buy these deals. Follow me inside. All right, guys, the inside of the property, I like to start with demolition. That's gonna consist of a clean out, blowing out any walls. And in this particular house, we do demolition on all the clean out, demolish these cabinets, demolish this bathroom completely. So you're demolishing whatever you're not keeping. That's your first people you're gonna pay. That's dumpster cost, that's labor cost. Removing all the old blinds, demoing any ceilings you wanna get rid of, removing all old doors, making sure it's ready for your rough-ins, which is electrical, your plumbing, your carpenter. That being said, I would do some demolition on the ceiling, some basement clean out, get rid of all of this dirt. Demolition on this typical property with the dumpster is going to be anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500. It's probably $1,500 in demo and $1,000 in dumpsters. I'm going to walk you through room by room, showing you what we're going to do, what gets you the most for your appraisal, gets you to pass inspections, and gets you the most bang for your buck, so you don't overspend, you don't underspend, and it's rent ready. Starting in this living room, I would keep this beautiful cedar. I would cancel this light right here, and I would go 6 recess lights. Now there is no wiring, so your electrician's gonna have to run wires. I do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then all these vents are gonna be completely changed. All these blinds are gonna be out. All the electrical switches and outlets and fixtures removed, brand new. It's cheap, it looks nice, it gets you the most bang for your buck, like we said. 6 recess lights, it's the new modern look. Remove this middle chandelier. It's not a dining room, it's a living room. Let's start with all these doors. 100% old, outdated. People don't like it, your appraiser doesn't like it. You're gonna wanna get the 6-panel doors from Home Depot. They're $100, they're nothing crazy. As well as all closet doors. Hallways, I usually put a flush mount. It's a black flush mount from Amazon. It's very cheap. I put it everywhere. Same for the recess lights, same for the outlets and the switches. Everything's from Amazon. Now, things that are going to be durable, last longer, I do get from Home Depot. Now, I know you probably have a lot of questions. Don't drop them down yet. Write them down. If I answer them while we're walking through the video, great. If I miss something or if something confused you, just drop it in the comments. I'm responding to absolutely everything. This bedroom, you see these old baseboards. They're ugly. They're not nice. But your appraiser doesn't give a fuck about these baseboards. Keep them, paint them, they'll look good. Put a piece of shoe molding, you'll be totally fine. Bedrooms all get ceiling fans. Because we do not put AC in these rental properties, most of them, I'm putting all ceiling fans in here. Now, you might ask, why don't you put AC? It's more maintenance, it doesn't get you more on your appraisal, it's more of a headache. Most tenants are gonna stick a window unit anyways. So that's what we tend to do. Right here, closet door is gonna get changed like we said. New switches, new outlets. Every bedroom needs a smoke detector. In the bedrooms, in the hallway, and in the living room, and in the kitchen in order to pass the Section 8 inspection. All right here, we'd put down vinyl flooring. I like to go with 22 mil and 5.5 mil. That's the most durable. It is a little more expensive. It's gonna be about I pay about $190 a square. I get it pretty cheap. It can run anywhere from $180 to $250 a square, even $3. Make sure you're not going crazy. You just want the durability. Walking into this bedroom, this one's a little weird. Like we said, this house is a little weird. It's not your average house. This is old paneling. Now, most of you guys will get rid of it and it looks nasty, but your appraiser doesn't care. This is beautiful cedar. I wouldn't touch it. I'd remove this fixture, put the fixture in, and I'd paint all of this. Now, I know you're like, what the fuck is that? Why is there a barricade on that door? We're buying houses in the hood. So this is what comes with it. You want to buy houses for 70 grand? All you guys ask me on my Instagram, how the hell you buying houses for 70 grand? I mean, we got barricades on the back door. Of course, the house is going to be 70 grand. Now the bathroom, which is almost as important as the kitchen. It's what's going to sell people, what the appraiser is going to like. A bathroom like this, I will not keep this bullshit. This is heartless, number one. And it doesn't look right. Your appraiser doesn't like it. So what I would do is gut this whole bathroom. I would leave the drywall. I would remove the ceiling. And then I would gut this whole bathroom. You got a new vanity, $250, standard Home Depot. You put a new toilet, $99. You got your mirror, you got your fixture. Your bathroom with tile, labor, everything should not be more than 5 grand. Right here, it's getting demoed out. We've got a new tub, $300. We're gonna put 12 by 24 Carrera porcelain tile, $199 a square foot from Home Depot. Your average guy is not gonna tell you where he gets his material from, what he puts. I'm telling you guys where I get the material from. I would lay it down on the floor, lay it down on the tub surround, Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. You're gonna wanna get your toilet paper kit with your towel holder, with all that, $35. This bathroom should not be more than 5 grand. Now, what do you guys see? This happens from the moisture. This right here is all from moisture. We need to remove this entire thing, change it. This is why we're redoing this bathroom. It's deteriorating, it's coming down, it's disgusting. So bathrooms are very important to do the right way. But listen, if you had the glazed type of tile in your bathroom, these I just usually glaze. Basically just paint over the tile and it's fresh and it's new. This is the way to go. It's way cheaper. It does not mess with your value. So if you're an investor, make sure you're glazing and you're not ripping out these bathrooms, because they're durable, they're long lasting, they've been around since the 1900s, and your appraiser doesn't mind them. This paper surround bullshit, out of here. And then also in the bathroom, you want a bar light. No need to put a light on the ceiling. It's not a flip. We're doing rental grade rehabs, which your appraiser is gonna like. Kitchen, I would follow this exact layout. Now, you guys might be like, why don't you paint these? This is a nasty ass kitchen. It's falling sideways. It's nasty. My guys are gonna come, rip this out. We're gonna go with the Home Depot standard white shaker cabinets. Your kitchen should not run you more than 5 grand with counters, with sink, with fixtures, with everything. We've got your 30-inch sink base. You got your 24 base, another 24 base. You match both of these. Then right here, you've got a 12 base, 12 upper, 30 upper, 30 upper. Your stove goes here because your gas line is right there. Your hood fan or microwave can go right there. Fridge would go right here. Follow the same layout. No need to change it up. If it's really ugly, you can change it up here. I'm following it. Your dining room would go right there. Right here, would do a new flush mount. Right there, a new flush mount. And right there, cancel. I know I'm telling you how I do it. I think this is the best way to do it. And then when you're walking the house before you buy it, this is a good way to look at the house. Hey, is the recessed lighting? How's the electrical outlets look? We'll get to the panel and the HVAC, but how does the drywall look? Does it need to be changed, or can I mud it? Can I sand it? Let's talk about paint. I paint one color only, and that's alabaster satin throughout the whole house, ceilings, walls, baseboards, because my painter is gonna charge me more when he's got to tape, paint the ceilings gloss, paint the doors semi-gloss, paint. All one color. I promise you don't even notice it. It's way easier for the painter. That way you don't have to do white on the baseboards, white on the doors. All my houses are painted one color. It looks neutral, it looks great, gets the job done. Your appraiser doesn't notice it, your tenant doesn't notice it. So who you impress in yourself? Because all that matters to me is the bank account. That's what I'll tell you guys. Right here, you're seeing tile. I don't tile kitchens. I'm putting vinyl throughout the whole thing. Here you've got the paneling. I'm painting it. Right here we've got some bad cracks. I would put some mud over that, sand it, make it look clean. Then I like to always start on the first floor. That's not the most important part. This is really all cosmetics I'm running you through. The basement is your most important part of your house. It's your structure, it's your foundation, it's what's holding your property up. We talked about flooring. That's gonna cost you about $3,000 throughout your property. This is a 1,000 square foot property. We talked about electrical. New switches, outlets, and fixtures should cost you about $1,500. We never talked about the plumbing yet. Kitchen should be about 5 grand. Bathroom should be about 5 grand. Doors should be about 1,000 to 1,500. This is materials and labors installed. Obviously, if you're in a different state, prices can vary. I'm telling you, It's out of my state. It shouldn't be a big difference though. Coming down here, right up here, I'd put a flush mount again from Amazon. So when you're walking through these houses, you're writing down 8 flush mounts, 10 recessed lights, 3 ceiling fans. Follow me. It really does fucking reek down here. I'll be 100% honest with you. It reeks. Let's get into a deep dive here. As you can see, this foundation is poured. There are no cracks in this foundation, which is a great sign. There's no signs of water. I talked to a past tenant. She told me water comes in sometimes, but we know where that's coming from when I showed you the driveway, the grading, exactly where I said it was coming from. Basement floors, I'm painting them gray. Put some flakes on them or whatever the hell you call them. I don't even know what they're called to this day. Paint it gray, paint your walls white, spray the ceilings black. Your basement paint should cost about $1,000 to $1,500. The whole house, your painter should charge you anywhere from $3 a square foot to $2 a square foot. You're looking at $3 to $4 grand with your basement, the whole entire house. Electrical. Panel's a little smaller, but as you guys can see, the panel doesn't need, it's good. It's filled, but it doesn't need any more space. So there's no need to get a bigger panel, no need to overdo that. That's gonna cost you a lot of money. I wouldn't get into that, but the panel's fine, as you guys can see. Now, if it looked all crazy and wires going everywhere, and because I don't want to get into detail, you guys aren't even going to understand what I'm talking about yet. You'll learn once you get hands-on. Get in the field. Go walk these houses. Whether you're buying them or not, go out there, take your notes down, DM me questions. Hey, Ali, I just walked my first house. I seen this, this, and that. I know you had poured foundation. I had block foundation. There was cracks running down it. What do I do? How much can it cost? Obviously, I can't cover everything in a 30-minute video. Hot water tank. You can always read the date on your hot water tank. Without reading this hot water tank is totally fine. It was put in 2024. This furnace, same thing, 2024. You still want to run your hot water? Make sure it's working. Sometimes something can be blown out. Furnace looks fine. It's good as well. Heat's kicking on in here. You know it's a good furnace. Plumbing. Very important. There's galvanized plumbing, there's PEX plumbing, and there's copper. Whenever you see galvanized plumbing, get the fuck out of there, remove all of it. It's old, it's corroded, it's deteriorated. And then PEX plumbing, usually what I put in my properties when I've galvanized, it's cheaper, it's what everybody's using nowadays. And then there's copper. Copper was built, sometimes the houses were used with copper. Copper is a much better plumbing source. I love copper plumbing, but no one puts copper plumbing in their properties unless you want to spend an insane amount of money. Plumbing to redo, there are stacks. All our stacks mainly here were changed already from the previous owner. He already put PEX plumbing in as well. So there isn't a lot of work to do. But if we needed to redo all this plumbing and you've seen galvanized plumbing, it cost you about $2,000 to redo everything. If you follow me here, the electrical I didn't also talk about, there's a knob and tube electrical. If you see that, that has to be changed. That is expensive. That won't pass inspection. Now going back here, this is the basement, guys. Nothing crazy. No need to finish it. Yes, your appraiser will give you more if it's finished, but it's not worth the amount spent and the time spent for the value he's gonna give you. So like we said, paint the floors, paint the walls, spray the ceiling. You got your ugly lights that you guys would call, but I call them getting the job done. No need to put recessed lights down here. Pull them down in this basement. There's not a lot of money. You know, the basement's tough. This is why I like the house. The structure was good. Now, as you guys can see, smoke detectors must be in basements. There's one right here. And then the stairs. Stairs are totally fine. They're structured correctly. No need to get crazy. Paint the stairs and that's it. We're missing a board. Cover it with a board. Now follow me, which is the last part, to the bungalow. I'll tell you guys something. It gets hot up here. This is basically your attic. It is considered a third bedroom. It gets very hot. Your tenants don't like it. They're gonna stick window units and all these things. Now, I didn't want to touch the windows, but I'll show you guys because the windows are really dirty. Like, look at this shit. This is what I need you to do when you're walking these properties, which my contractor already did. You're gonna unlock both of these. You're gonna pull this window up. Fuck, I'll do it for you guys. This is a good sign. If it just dropped, you know this window's all fucked up and you'd have to change it. Are they the prettiest? Are they the nicest? No, but they get the job done. Your appraiser doesn't mind them. And that's all that matters. The appraiser seeing the house is all that matters. Now in here, it's a bedroom. You got a flush mount right there I'd put, and a ceiling fan right here. Now you might ask, why isn't there 2 ceiling fans? Why not 2 flush mounts? Your bed's gonna be right here. You want your fan right there. You want your flush mount right there. In my state, Section 8 pays more for ceiling fans. Not too much more, but they pay more. Now in here, carpet the entire thing. From the stairs up, I do carpet everywhere. I paint all of this one color. Now your paneling, as you can see, all of that would have to be caulked. It's all a big gap. This usually happens when it's paneling to drywall. It'll all be caulked. I paint it all one color. New switches, new outlets, new closet door, new handles. Right here, as you guys can see, this is sinking. This is not something I can mud and sand. So I'd have to remove this all the way to here where the wave is going and replace the drywall. Now, if we can mud and sand it, all that means is we're throwing some mud, sanding it down, painting it, making it look flat and clean. But if it's too bad, do the right thing, replace the drywall. And that's really about it. So we'll get into a little bit more detail outside. Let's go. All right, guys, if you made it this far, means a lot. Probably means you had a lot of information to soak in. So hope you took your notes. I hope you learned a lot from this video. I'll be answering any questions in the comments, like I said. I know I didn't cover everything. You're talking about a deep construction dive in, and any questions you have, drop them. I'll answer them. Any tips you need, anything, I've got you guys. Also, I said I dropped the link in the video on how to buy your first rental property. This is more about the construction end. None of this construction matters. This house doesn't matter if the numbers aren't making sense, like I said in the beginning of the video. So make sure before you even think about the construction, because a lot of people start falling in love with construction and not the profits and not the house. So through the 40 properties I've bought, I've made about $500,000 in profits and got my money back, which is crazy. I mean, most people are 20% down on each property. So make sure the numbers are making sense. Make sure you're doing the right things. Once again, any questions you have, let me know. You made it this far. Like we said, it was for free. Like, comment, subscribe. That's all I ask. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.